I am your host, FatDag, and you're listening to Wise Advice. My weight loss journey failed when I focused on how. It wasn't until I switched my focus to why that I truly transformed myself. Join the show on the web at FatDag.com and follow along on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at Wise Advice. Send in your comments, your questions, and your celebrations, and I'll include them as part of the show. But before we dive in, remember, when you're at a point, stop eating points. Hey, I'm honored to be your wingman as we walk through this journey together because I believe in you. Well, hello there. Welcome to episode 69 of Wise Advice. And going to open the show talking about a technique we call simply filling. And I threw it out there. If you're following along on Facebook, you're on Facebook Live, and we do this show ahead of time. Often or randomly, I'll pull it up on Facebook and we'll do the show live. I'll kind of get some input before I go into the show for the show topic. You'll be able to see it on Facebook if you're listening to this later. It'll also be on YouTube, and you can see some of the comments from the opening show. But the question is simply filling. Are you doing it? Is it working? And how do you know? Are you getting the result you wanted? And there's mixed emotions and there's mixed results on both sides of the equation. And simply filling is a completely different technique. It's for those who don't really like to track. And I think some of the data shows that, a good probably 60% of us, 60% of the Weight Watchers members are not tracking. And so if you're already not tracking, we already know that that's going to lead you to not get the results that you're looking for. So simply filling is kind of the answer to those who don't like to be tied down to a tracker. And what it does is it gives you a list of power foods. And I found the list on WeightWatchers.com. And I'll put a link in the show notes in this show where you can click on it. It'll take you right to the list of what we call approved foods for the Weight Watcher plan. And basically the concept is this. You get a list of foods that are called power foods. And as you eat from that list, you can eat, a healthy serving of each of those foods without having to track it. Now, if you want to eat something that's not on that list, then at that's the point you got to track it in. Usually it comes out of your weekly balance. So if you go into your app, you can set your app up for either tracking or simply filling. If you go to the simply filling, then when you search for a food, it'll have a green dot next to it. And that green dot means it's an approved food on the simply filling list, which means that food has 0 point value for the simply filling plan. Now, if you're going to switch this, I would recommend switching, in a week at a time. Doing it half for one day and half for not a day is probably not going to work. So try and stick to it for 3 to 4 weeks to see if you're going to get the results that you're looking for. But certainly stick to it weeks at a time so that, the program starts working for you to see how you go. But one of the issues I have with simply filling is we're going to get into it in a second is I have an issue with overeating. So I can overeat on healthy food. You can give me a grilled chicken breast, which is approved on the Simply Filling list as a lean protein, and boy, I could eat the heck out of those. I can just keep going, and I don't know how to stop eating. My body does not have the ability to give me that I'm full feeling until it's way too late. So even though you want to eat sensible portions, as I don't have that ability, I need the accountability of a tracker to say, hey, you're done eating because the tracker says you're done eating. And in almost all cases when I did that, I would get done eating because the tracker said to stop. And then I would be at the dinner table still a little hungry. And the tracker said stop, so I did. And then 5-10 minutes later, I was completely content. So that's what taught me how to eat properly. And now I've been able to carry that over a little more because now I can trust the process. I can trust the plan saying, if I stick to the plan, I will be content later. I just got to get past that. So that's why the tracker and the accountability worked for me, whereas simply filling didn't teach me that. But it's absolutely wonderful for folks who are following like a vegan diet or a paleo diet. A lot of those foods there are approved on the simply filling list. So you may just want to check it out, and certainly look at the list I'm going to put up in the show notes here. Do some research, ask your leader about this information, and make the switch for a couple weeks. See if you're getting different results. If you're not happy with the results you're currently getting, this may be a way to switch it up. The other issue I have is I'm kind of a picky eater, so half of the foods on that list just don't even appeal to me. So that makes it even more difficult, and it limits me significantly. So now when you make a simply filling on pizza and wings, I'm in. I can follow that plan pretty well. I think I'll do okay. However, I'm just not going to get the results that I'm looking for. So therefore, we got to abandon it. But go ahead over to YouTube, head over to Facebook. You can catch up on what we got going on there. The first email comes in from Rose. She says, "Hi, Mike. Thanks for the podcast and your support. The last time I joined Weight Watchers, December 2015, it took me a month to decide to use Connect. But it was exactly what I needed to be successful in my journey. My request is using your large following to gather real users of Simply Filling technique to give us tips on using Simply Filling as a tool towards maintenance or weight loss. Perhaps you've already done this, and I apologize for being a sporadic listener. I personally am dabbling in Simply Filling and try to use Simply Filling 2 or so days a week. I actually suggest you become a guinea pig so you can give us some first-hand tips. Your clear ways of explaining things and steadfast support of Weight Watchers makes you an ideal candidate. I think you like challenges, but Simply Filling might not appeal to you. Sorry to pass the buck on the experiment. I'll join you, but it's the dialogue I want, and I'm not a frequent poster on Connect. Life is just too busy and chaotic right now. Let me know. I'm a binge listener, but don't get to all the shows. Again, many thanks, Rose." So Rose, thanks for your email. Absolutely, I agree. Connect is a game changer. Connect provides that community of support where we can see other people doing exactly what we're doing. The beauty of Connect is you can go in and you can search for a specific hashtag. You can search for some data things that you're working. For instance, you can search for Simply Filling, and you'll find a whole bunch of posts about that. Let's create a hashtag. Let's create a hashtag FDSF, FatDag Simply Filling, 4 letters, FDSF. For anyone who's listening to the show, who's following Simply Filling, the next post you post, put that in there, and let's group some Simply Filling posts together for Rose so that she can find them all in one great place. And if you're working Simply Filling, is it working for you? What are some tips? What are some tricks? What's your go-to food? If it's not working for you, what would you change? Let's go ahead and see if we can build that up a little bit so that we have one place. Continue to use the existing hashtags for Simply Filling, but this one may just tie the show in a little bit. My thoughts on Simply Filling is just like I opened the show. It just doesn't work for me. I've looked at the list. I've looked at the approved foods, and it's just not something that appeals. So I'm going to pass on that. It continues to tie in also where I don't recognize the sensation of I'm full until it's way too late. So I'm going to pass on Simply Filling, but I know there are many people who are doing it and doing it well. So it absolutely works, and that's the beauty of this entire program is you find what works for you, and you do it, and you get results. So thanks for your email. Heidi writes in, she says, "Hi, FatDag. I just had to share my latest news. I've kicked 65 pounds to the curb. I have 19 pounds to goal, and I know that's just a matter of time with focus. I am so excited as I am approaching my 40th birthday later this year. I look and feel better than I did on my 30th birthday, and my 20th for that matter. I'm the healthiest I've been my entire adult life, and I'm so grateful to the many tools and resources that have helped me get there. The Weight Watcher plan works if you work it, but the secret sauce to the plan is the community support. Connect is a wonderful place to feel support, and it feels just as good to offer encouragement to others. And I've come to rely on your podcast for my daily dose of inspiration. I love the alarm feature on the app. I wake up every morning to your voice telling me if I'm out of points, stop eating points, and that you believe in me. What a great way to wake up. Thank you for so much for all you do for our community. You're such a blessing. Thanks for helping me celebrate my 65 pounds. I look forward to standing on the scale for the very last time in a weight loss mode. Best regards, Heidi." Well, Heidi, well done. 65 pounds does not happen by accident. You don't lose 65 pounds accidentally. You wake up every morning with the Wise Advice app. You didn't one day wake up and go, "Holy cow, I'm down 65 pounds. I had no idea that was going to happen." You've been focused. You've been disciplined. You are working the plan properly. It's exactly what you said. The plan works if you're working it. If you have 19 pounds left to go, you know you can work the plan. If you work the plan, you'll reach your goal. You'll get on that scale for the very last time in a weight loss mode, and you'll get it done. I'm very pleased to see something that you said in your email that I completely agree with. You feel better in your 40s than you did in your 30s and in your 20s for that matter. I can relate to that. Who knew, right? Who knew you could actually feel better as you aged? And so I'm in the same boat, mid 40s and very, very happy. And I haven't felt this good in years. So to those who are still working the plan, know that there is beautiful days ahead of you if you get to where you want to be in your goal weight. So again, the plan absolutely does work. It's this truth, right? Connect is the key. The beautiful thing about Connect that we continue to say is Connect provides that hope. Connect provides you a visual representation of what you're trying to do. Connect makes the whole thing real. When you look at Connect and you see somebody on Connect doing exactly what you're trying to do that you thought was impossible, and then comes along someone that proves to you that what you're trying to do is doable, it starts to break down that mental barrier in our brains that says we can't do this. We watch other people do it and we say, well, they can do it, I can do it. So the beauty of Connect is not just the community, it's the people who are in the community sharing so openly so that others can learn from that. So you absolutely will stand on the scale, not in a weight loss mode. At some point, you will get on the scale for the very last time, hoping to lose weight. And when you get there, it's going to be so incredibly freeing. I can't wait for you to feel it. I believe you can get there, Heidi. I know you can get there. Connect knows you can get there. You need to know you can get there. And when you know you can get there, those last 19 pounds will come off like you wouldn't believe. For me, and it's different for everybody, I get that. But for me, my weight loss did not slow down as I got close to goal. Go to FatDag.com, click on weight loss. You'll see all of my stickers for my weight entry. Every single one is there. And underneath that is my daily entries. But if you look at my weight loss, it was systematic all the way through. I never cheated the program. I worked it for the same on day one as the same as I did on day whatever it was at the end when I reached goal. I worked it to the same level of consistency, and therefore every week I averaged about the same amount of weight loss. So if your weight loss is slowed down, if you start off really on fire and you slow down, there's a good chance that you're working the plan differently now than when you first started. Find that same level of energy, that same level of motivation you had on day one, and go get it done. Thanks for your email. Ty writes into us, hi, Fat Dag, or should I say, Healthy Dag. How do you get the I can do this attitude for the gym? I use workout DVDs at home because of gym intimidation. I know going to the gym will definitely speed up the process. I just feel so insecure. Women aren't the only ones who feel intimidated. Men go through it when guys pick up big weights or look at you odd for using the weight machine. I joined a gym March 9th, 2017 as my birthday gift to myself for a change. That change has yet to happen, and it's May. When I was in high school 10 years ago, I was bigger and kids would shake the desk like I was causing an earthquake. This memory still haunts me to this day and makes me feel like I'm not worthy to better myself. Well, first off, Ty, you absolutely are worthy to better yourself, and you owe it to yourself to put all that aside. Much easier said than done. I absolutely get that. But let me tell you about gym insecurity. Boy, do I understand that. The first time that I walked in the gym on this journey was January 4th. I was New Year's resolution guy at 5 o'clock in the morning. Talk about intimidation. These are people that go to the gym every morning at 5 a.m., and so they're not expecting to see me come in there, first of all, because they're already a group of people who go every morning, let alone it's the first day into the new year. So I know when I walked in, somebody probably said something to the effect of, hey, look, it's New Year's resolution guy. He's 260 some pounds. What's he doing here? I tell you what, I didn't care. I was so focused on me. I was so determined to get to my goal that I did not care. I had to put the blinders on. Now, I tell you how you beat these guys, right? So these guys, and I will tell you this too, many of them don't care. They're so focused on their own program, they truly don't care what you're doing in the gym. I can tell you that, to be honest. It's our own internal self, whatever the words are, I'm trying to think here, but it's our own internal hangups that think that they're thinking that. So first of all, flush those out of there. Be who you need to be, get done what you need to do, but how you beat them is by getting to goal. I tell you, when you walk into the gym at your goal weight, you're going to walk around and you're going to want people to look at you, and because you're going to feel so much different. And it's not a sense of belonging, it's a sense of accomplishment. So the way you beat these guys is actually the same way you beat the food pushers, right? A food pusher who continues to offer you food will stop doing it once you reach goal. Because when you reach goal, they finally believe that you are serious. Up until the journey, they're not really sure. They're still trying to figure it out like you are. So the gym people are the same way. When you reach your goal and you walk into the gym at a goal weight, boy, it all changes. That's how you beat them. So go get it. Go get the goal. I know you can do it. Carrie writes in and she says, I've been having a rough couple of months with my health, and as a result, I've had steady gains and not much exercising. Today, I decided to go for a run. Instead of listening to my regular music, I decided to listen to your podcast. My goal was to run 5 or 6 miles. As I was running, I was listening to episode 54. I was so inspired, I kept running and listened to another podcast and then another. When it was all said and done, I ran over 7 miles and I listened to 3 podcasts. I have followed you since the beginning of your Weight Watchers journey. I think we joined around the same time. I can't tell you how much of a transformation you have undergone inside and out. You have truly modeled what it looks like to work the plan and have success when you stay focused. Thank you for your dedication to us, your country, and yourself. I admire you, Carrie. Well, Carrie, I back at you, right? Thanks for the admiration, but really, you're part of this Connect community that I talk so highly of. And if you weren't a part of the community, if you weren't sharing as well, then the community collapses. So I admire you as well for being out there and sharing your story, and it's really great work. Now, do you want to know why you ran 7 miles when you set out to run 5 or 6? It's pretty easy. You were distracted. You kept your limits away. So internally, you set limits as to what you thought you could do, what you thought you were capable of. Your brain thought you were capable of a 5 or 6 mile run only. And then when you got in there and just started going, the body is capable of so much more than we allow it to do. And when you get it distracted, or if you get it focused, the things it's able to do will amaze you. So in your case, you distracted it. You distracted yourself from limiting it. So that's one way. The other way is to focus on what it is you're trying to do and get it done. But you were able to do that with the podcast, and I'm so glad it was there for you. Thank you for taking me running. It's really good. You sent me in an email this evening that was really cool. I'm actually going to put it in the show notes. I read it real quick. I'm not even going to tell you what it is, guys, but I'm going to tell you, I'm going to put a link in the show notes that Carrie sent in that plugs into this entire program so beautifully. So underneath in the show notes, when I get to that, underneath Carrie's email, there will be a link that I want you to go read. Go check that out, and it just kind of explains what we're doing and why we're doing it. It's great work. So very, very good stuff there. Thank you for your email, Carrie. What are you celebrating? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the app for a second. Let me back up and go there, because one of the things I hit all the time, I meant to open this with a show with this, is we talk about, I have the website out there, obviously. There's some email traffic that I talked about. If you're on my email newsletter, about a month and a half into your subscription, you're going to get a link with 69 pages of 4-point ideas. I asked Connect a while ago, what are some of your 4-point snacks? So you'll get that email. It directs you to fatdag.com, but that was directing you to the old email. And I get a lot of questions from people who can't find it. So if you go to fatdag.com, you click on blog, and in there you'll see the list for the 4-point food ideas. Click on that, and that'll bring that up. So take care of that. But again, now we want to talk about, what are you celebrating? What is it that you're so happy about? What is it that you want to share? How long have you been at Lifetime? How long have you been at Goal? How much have you lost? How much have you lost deliberately? How much have you lost by staying focused? The more that you share is just like Connect. The more that you share, the more other people believe this is doable. And when other people believe it's doable, they get it done. You sharing your story provides them hope, provides them the opportunity to see that this can be done. So I want you to go to fatdag.com, click on Listen Now, send in your celebrations, your comments. You can also do it from the app, right directly from the app. You can send in an email. Send them in. I'll work them in as part of the show, but that is going to do it for this time. Remember, losing weight and getting healthy has nothing to do with luck. You have to remain disciplined and focused. Set your sights on your goal and go after it. I wish you good focus.